hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, then hi, my name is Archana Pushkaran. I make content based on beauty, health, lifestyle, art, and so much more. So if you're following me on Instagram, if you know that I recently posted on my Instagram story asking you all to ask me questions wherein I'll be answering on my YouTube channel. So today I'll be answering all your queries. And yes, I filtered good quality questions. Actually, I've clubbed few questions that were asked to me before with the ones that I've received lately. And also I have decided to keep the questions as anonymous because I
टेंशन नहीं लेने का अपन है ना
felt that maybe some of you may not be comfortable revealing your names. So I thought this would be the best decision. Do let me know if I was right or wrong. Please tell me. And yeah, so now without further ado, now let's get into the video. So I've got my diary ready, all your questions are ready, and let's dig in. So the first question is, by what nicknames were you called? Oh my god, as a child, when I was in school, back then I was being called Kala Chana, Garam Chana, and it used to upset me so much, I remember. And they knew that I was getting irritated and they would call me again. So these were the two names back when I was in school, Kala Chana and Garam Chana. And then ghar pe, like at home, everybody calls me Archana. Few of my relatives call me Achu. When I was in college and all, my friends used to call me Arch, Archie, Archu. And in my previous organization that I worked, they used to call me Pushku, Archana or Pushkaran ka Pushku. So yeah, so out of all the nicknames that were being called, I love my name Archana, and the second name which I love the most to be called is Achu. So now let's move on to the second question, and the question is, what are you passionate about? Always striving to be creative, to do creative, and to think creative. Like, whether it is my work or art or in my day-to-day life, whenever I have a task to do, I always think like how I can do it creatively. So that is what I think I am very passionate about, to do things creatively. Move on to the third question. The question asked is, why I speak so less? Because I believe my writing speaks more.
देखा आपने लापरवाही का नतीजा है.
I presume because, whenever I post my poems or quotes on my social media handles, that is my Facebook and my Instagram page, I just post and I just leave. Okay, and I just reply back to my comments. I don't spend a lot of time chatting and texting and all of that. So I guess that's how this question arose, and I hope you received my answer. Let's move on to the fourth question. What inspires you when you sit to write poems? So I cannot write on a daily basis. So until and unless a topic or a subject triggers me, it just keeps running inside my head and keeps telling me that I have to write. That's when I sit down to write. So until and unless my soul gets inclined to that particular topic or subject, I cannot write. So I guess that is what inspires me the most when I sit to write down the poems. That particular subject should trigger me, and that's how it takes the form of a poem. So let's move on to the next question. What is that one thing you would like to change about yourself? I would not like to change a thing about myself. Rather, I would try to learn things from my surroundings, observe and grasp, and eventually nurture from it on an every single day and become a better person and strive myself to become a better version of myself on a daily basis. So yes, I would not like to change a thing about myself.
कौन है ये लोग? कहाँ से आते हैं?
Now let's move on to the next question. Life is incomplete without and a question mark. Life is incomplete without falling in love with yourself first. है ना?
हाय हाय इतना सुकून.
Let's move on to the next question. That is, how much and what have you learned from your past?
अबे जल्दी बोल, कल सुबह पनवेल निकलना.
When I'm comparing myself, my today with my yesterday, I think I have learned to be patient. I used to have anger issues. Yes, can you believe? I used to have anger issues and I had a tough time dealing it, and I had literally I had tough time controlling it. So how did I overcome? Is through my writing poems, focusing on my art, creating art, listening to music, singing, and all of these helped me to overcome this challenge that was in front of me. So to 80% of that, I think yes, I have been successful in overcoming that. And yes, from my past, what I've learned is to be patient. Now if I come across a situation similar to that I have faced in my past, I just calm down, think, analyze, and then act. Moving on to the next question. What comes first in your mind when you think of Mumbai and Trivandrum days? Oh ho ho. Mumbai is where my heart beats. Okay, I was born and brought up in Mumbai for the past 21 years. From Andheri. I spent most of my school days and college days in Mumbai. So even now, it's like whenever I hear the word Mumbai, I feel so nostalgic. Those memories are still so fresh in my mind. When I go back to my home back in Mumbai, and I had uploaded a very emotional note on my Facebook. If you're following me on Instagram, and if we are friends on Facebook, you all must have seen that. Mumbai, whenever I think about Mumbai, the first thing I guess is about the street food, the food that you get there, the street shopping, street food. I love everything about Mumbai streets. It's such a vibe, and it's so lively, it's so much fun. You really miss when you go to some other place, so the first thing that comes in my mind when I think of Mumbai is of course my childhood days, and street shopping, street food, everything about street Mumbai. Trivandrum. Yes, after completing my graduation, we all had to come down to Trivandrum in Kerala. We had got my dad and my parents, they got settled down here in Kerala, and we were in Trivandrum for a brief period. So when I think of Trivandrum is where I got my first job in Techno Park. So I was very excited back then because it was my first job, and to get my first job in Techno Park, it's something very rare, and so I was very excited. So thinking about Trivandrum days now, when I hear the word Trivandrum, Techno Park is the one that comes to my mind. Let's move on to the next question. That is, how do you do bottle art with so much dedication and patience? You do it at one go or ... question mark. So in my first bottle art video, I had mentioned, during the lockdown period, we were all so much hooked onto YouTube. I was hooked onto YouTube, and whenever I opened YouTube, all I could see was art and craft and bottle arts being made so beautifully, so artistically people were making, and that idea and that concept, it struck me so much. So I started trying out, the first bottle art I had shown you, I was not at all happy with it. Then I practiced with 2-3 more bottles, and I felt that eventually I was getting better and better. And my dad's father, sorry, my father's friend, he saw me making those bottle arts, and he mentioned that you're doing good, you want more bottles, do let me know, I'll get more bottles for you. And my house was filled with bottles, and I was like so passionate about it, like, I started playing with clay, and I fell in love with how it turned out to be, and I just loved it. And I believe once you start loving a particular art or craft, you become dedicated to it. Once you have that, you have that passion in you, you want to finish it at one go. Yes, I used to finish most of my bottles at one go, like, especially when I'm doing clay art on bottles. Like, of course, like, I would do all the molding and everything on the bottle, leave it to dry, and then on the next day only I could paint. If it is only painting the bottles, sketching and all that, I finish at one go. But when I'm using clay, it takes time to mold and all, it takes time to dry, like, it takes approximately, I leave it overnight, and the next day, maybe in the afternoon or in the evening, I sit down to paint. Once it is completely dry, I sit down to paint. So yes, I hope I answered your question. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. I know you can hear the dogs barking in the background. I'm so sorry, guys. I just cannot do anything about it. Please bear with me. Okay, please.
जनता माफ नहीं करेगी.
So let's move on to the next question. That is, what inspires you the most? Wow, the attitude of the 11-year-old me inspires me the most. And to know what happened during that period, you'll have to wait for the next video, because the next video is very much linked to this answer. And it's a dream come true moment for me. It's going to be, the next video is going to be very, very, very emotional for me. So what is it, you will get to know only when I upload the video. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be super emotional. Okay, so that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Hope you enjoyed knowing me a little better, a little more. And if you did, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and hit that bell icon next to it so that you will be notified every time I upload a video. Comment and share, because kindness is rare. Sprinkle it everywhere, and wishing the magic unfold. So see you, take care. I'll see you on next Tuesday.